The Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. The Testament of Benjamin, the 12th son of Jacob and Rachel. Chapter 1. The copy of the words of Benjamin, which he commanded his sons to observe after he had lived 125 years. And he kissed them and said, Just as Isaac was born to Abraham in his old age, so also was I born to Jacob. And since Rachel my mother died in giving me birth, I had no milk, therefore I was suckled by Bilhah her handmaid. For Rachel remained barren for 12 years after she had borne Joseph. And she prayed to Yahuwah with fasting 12 days, and she conceived and bare me. For my father loved Rachel dearly, and prayed that he might see 2 sons born from her. Therefore was I called Benjamin, that is a son of days, old age. And when I went into Egypt, to Joseph and my brother recognized me, he said unto me, What did they tell my father when they sold me? And I said unto him, They spattered your coat with blood and sent it to him and said, Do you know whether this be your son's coat? And Joseph said unto me, Even so, brother, when they had stripped me of my coat they gave me to the Ishmaelites, and they gave me a loincloth and scourged me, and told me to run. And as for one of them, that had beaten me with a rod, a lion met him and slew him. And so his associates were affrighted, and kept me under a looser rein. Now, my children, love Yahuwah of heaven and earth and guard his commandments, following the example of the good, and set apart man Joseph. And let your mind incline unto good, as you know to be so with me, because he who has the right set of mind sees everything rightly. Fear you Yahuwah, and love your neighbor. Even if the spirits of Belial seek to derange you with all sorts of wicked oppression, yet shall they not have dominion over you, even as they had not over Joseph my brother. How many men wished to slay him, and Elohim shielded him? For he that fears Yahuwah and loves his neighbor cannot be plagued by the spirit of Belial, being shielded by the fear of Yahuwah. Nor can he be ruled over by the device of men or beasts, for he is helped by Yahuwah through the love which he hath towards his neighbor. For Joseph also besought our father that he would pray for his brothers, that Yahuwah would not hold them accountable for their sin whatever evil they had done unto him. And thus Jacob cried out, My good child, you have crushed the inner feelings of your father Jacob. And he embraced him and kissed him for 2 hours, saying, In you shall be fulfilled the prophecy of heaven which says that the spotless one will be defiled by lawless men, and the sinless one will die for the sake of impious men. See you therefore, my children, what is the goal of the good man? Be followers of his compassion, therefore, with a good mind, that you also may wear crowns of esteem. For the good man does not have a blind eye. For he shows mercy to all men, even though they be sinners. And though they devise with evil intent. Concerning him, by doing good he overcomes evil, being shielded by Elohim, and he loves those who wrong him as he loves his own soul. If anyone is magnify himself, he holds no envy. If anyone becomes rich, he is not jealous. If anyone is valiant, he praises him, the virtuous man he loves. On the poor man he have mercy. On the weak he have compassion, unto Yahuwah he sing praises. And him that have the gift of a good spirit he loves as his own soul. If therefore, you also have a good mind, then will both wicked men be at peace with you, and the profligate will reverence you and turn unto good. And the covetous will not only cease from their passion, but even give the objects of their covetousness to them that are afflicted. If you do well, even the unclean spirits will flee from you, and the beasts will dread you. For where there is reverence for good works, and light in the mind, even darkness flee away from him. For if anyone does violence to a set-apart man, he repents, for the set-apart man is merciful to the one who abused him and holds his peace. And if anyone betrays a righteous man, the righteous man prays. Though for a little he be humbled, yet not long after he appears far more esteemed, as was Joseph my brother. The inclination of the good man is not in the control of the deceitful spirit of Belial, for the Moloch of peace guides his soul. And he gaze not passionately upon corruptible things, nor gather together riches through a desire of pleasure. He delights not in pleasure, he grieves not his neighbor, he stuff not himself with delicacies, nor is he led astray by visual excitement, for Yahuwah is his portion. The good inclination receives not esteem nor dishonor from men, and it knows not any guile, or lie, or fighting, or reviling. For Yahuwah dwells in him and lights up his soul, and he rejoices in everything at every appropriate time. The good mind have not two tongues of blessing and of cursing, of abuse and of honor, of sorrow and of joy, of quietness and of confusion, of hypocrisy and of truth, of poverty and of wealth, but it have one disposition, uncorrupt and pure, concerning all men. It have no double sight, nor double hearing, for in everything which he does or speaks or sees he knows that Yahuwah looks on his soul. And he cleanses his mind that he may not be condemned by men or by Elohim. And in like manner the works of Belial are twofold, and there is no integrity in them. Therefore, my children, I tell you, flee from the evil of Belial, for he gives a sword to them that obey him. And the sword is the mother of 7 evils. The mind receives through Belial. The first there is bloodshed. The second is ruin. The third is oppression. The fourth is captivity. The fifth is want. The sixth is panic. The seventh is desolation. It is for this reason that Cain was handed over by Elohim for 7 punishment, for in every 100th year Yahuwah brought 1 plague upon him. And when he was 200 years old he began to suffer, and in his 900th year he was destroyed. For on account of Abel, his brother, with all the evils was he judged, but Lamech with 70 times 7. Until eternity those who are like Cain in envy and hatred of brethren shall be punished with the same judgment. Chapter 2. And do you, my children, flee evildoing, envy and hatred of brethren, and cleave to goodness and love. He that have a pure mind in love, looks not after a woman with a view to fornication. For he has no defilement in his heart, because the spirit of Elohim rest upon him. For as the sun is not defiled by shining on dung and mire, but rather dries up both and drives away the evil smell, so also the pure mind, though encompassed by the defilements of earth, rather cleanses them, and is not itself defiled. And I believe that there will be also evil doings among you, from the words of Enoch the righteous, that you shall commit fornication with the fornication of Sodom, and shall perish, all save a few, and shall resume your actions with loose women. And the kingdom of Yahuwah shall not be among you, for straightway he shall take it away. Nevertheless the temple of Elohim shall be in your portion, and the last temple shall be more esteemed than the first. And the 12 tribes shall be gathered together there, and all the Gentiles, until the Most High shall send forth his salvation in the visitation through the ministration of the unique prophet. And he shall enter into the first temple, and there shall the master be treated with outrage, and he shall be lifted up upon a tree. And the veil of the temple shall be rent, and the spirit of Elohim shall pass on to the Gentiles as fire poured forth. And he shall ascend from Sheol, and shall pass from earth into heaven. And I know how lowly he shall be upon earth, and how esteemed in heaven. Now when Joseph was in Egypt, I longed to see his figure and the form of his countenance. And through the prayers of Jacob my father I saw him, while awake in the daytime, even his entire figure exactly as he was. And when he had said these things, he said unto them, Know you therefore, my children, that I am dying. Do you therefore, truth each one to his neighbor, and guard the law of Yahuwah and his commandments. For these things do I leave you instead of inheritance. Do you also therefore, give them to your children for an everlasting possession, for so did both Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. For all these things they gave us for an inheritance, saying, Guard the commandments of Elohim, until Yahuwah shall reveal his salvation to all nations. And then shall you see Enoch, Noah, and Shem, and Abraham, and Isaac, and Jacob, rising on the right hand in gladness. Then shall we also rise, each one over our tribe, worshipping the King of heaven. Then all shall be changed, some destined for esteem, and some unto shame. And Yahuwah shall judge Yashar'al first for their unrighteousness. And then shall he judge all the nations. And he shall judge Yashar'al through the chosen ones, even as he reproved Esau through the Midianites, who loved their brethren, so that they fell into fornication and idolatry, and they were alienated from Elohim. You therefore, my children, may your lot come to be with those that fear Yahuwah. If you therefore, my children, walk in set apartness according to the commandments of Yahuwah, you shall again dwell securely with me, and all Yashar'al shall be gathered unto Yahuwah. And I shall no longer be called a ravening wolf on account of your ravages, but a worker of Yahuwah distributing food to them that work what is good. And there shall arise in the latter days one beloved of Yahuwah, of the tribe of Judah and Levi, a doer of his good pleasure in his mouth with new knowledge enlightening all the nations. The light of knowledge will mount up in Yashar'al for her salvation, seizing them like a wolf coming upon them, gathering the tribes. Until the consummation of the ages, he shall be in the congregation of the Gentiles, and among the rulers like a musical air in the mouths of all. And he shall be inscribed in sacred books, both his work and his word, and he shall be a chosen one of Elohim forever. And through them he shall go to and fro as Jacob my father, saying, He shall fill up that which lacks of your tribe. And when he had said these things, he stretched out his feet, and died in a beautiful and good sleep. And his sons did as he had enjoined them, and they took up his body and buried it in Hebron with his fathers. And the number of the days of his life was 125 years. Blessed are they that submit themselves to the will of Yahuwah and guard it with all of their heart. For they shall see his face with joy and not in sorrow. Hallelujah.